everyone, it's AJ and welcome back to the channel. Got another movie review for you today, that being M.Night Shyamalan's new film, Old. So, let's get into it, let's find out what I thought of this film. Now, before I begin, I've got a question for you. Have you subscribed? If not, why not? Subscribe button is just down below. Please hit it. Yeah, it'll do me a world of good. It'll do the channel a world of good. It'll enable me to create more content. Also give me a thumbs up at the end if you enjoy this review. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, I know this film came out a little while ago, but I got to see it yesterday, so I thought I'd share my thoughts. So, the once great M.Night Shyamalan. Yeah, back in the day, he gave us films like The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, some decent films, some very good films. So, recently, he's written and directed this film. This isn't an original film by M. Night Shyamalan. It is actually loosely based upon a graphic novel called Sandcastle. It is about an island. The graphic novel is about an island where people grow and they live out their life in a day. Grow old and live out their life in a day, yeah. So this film, okay, so there was a time when you heard M. Night Shyamalan was creating a film, there was a buzz, there was an excitement back in the day, but lately he's been pretty mediocre in his makings. I think the last decent film he'd done was Split. Glass was a bit of a letdown. So how did this one fare? Okay, so it's quite ironic that this film, the story of this film, Old, in that, you know, it's about people that grow old very quickly. Just all about time and aging. Now, as the film ended, it's 1 hour and 45 minute at runtime. I realised, hold on a minute, that's under 1 hour and 45 minutes of life expectancy that I've lost watching this film. Yeah. What can I say? It's not a very good film at all. In fact, it's shockingly bad. It's the acting is pretty abysmal in it. The writing is pretty abysmal. The dialogue is shockingly awful. Yeah. So the story is based around this group of people, about a dozen people, who go on. They don't know each other. Some of them are families. They go on this vacation to this place, and while there, they get invited to this special island, this sort of hidden island. They go there. When they get onto the island, stuff occurs, and they come to realise that they're actually aging fast. That, you know, basically they live out their entire life within about a day of being on there. Yeah, it's the concept is fine, but the execution is poor. The writing is bad, like I said. You've got the young boy in the family. His thing is to go up to people and say, what's your name and what do you do for a living? Yeah, that's his thing. Sorry, that's not a thing. That's lazy writing. That gets around the trying to introduce people and a concept and all this sort of thing. Because he just goes up to them and says this, and it's just abysmal. The acting all around is bad. You know, there was a time when M. Night Shyamalan actually drew out a fantastic performance in the actors that he worked with, like Bruce Willis, Sam Jackson, Mel Gibson. Even though these are all decent actors, he created something wonderful. The other problem with these M. Night Shyamalan films is he's boxed himself into a corner. He's like a one-trick pony, with his sort of twist endings that you go in and you're expecting this and you're waiting for this, you're waiting to find out what's going on, you're waiting for the answers, and ultimately this doesn't deliver. M. Night Shyamalan himself does make an appearance in the film as himself, but Shyamalan, you're not Hitchcock. You're nothing like Alfred Hitchcock. You know, you're not making an appearance in the film now. You're taking on small minor roles. Stop it. it's distracting, and it takes you out of the film. The film itself, in the film of it, uses really peculiar sort of camera movements and camera angles where the camera will sort of move away from something and then come back to something in a different angle. I don't know if this was meant to give a sort of a feeling of time passing or something, but it didn't work. That was very annoying. I think at one point in the film I started thinking, oh, I'm a little bit intrigued now, but that soon waned off. Yeah, it's not a very good film at all. I mean, if I was ranking this in Shyamalan's filmography, it would be pretty damn low. You know, there was a lot more intrigue in something like The Happening, you know, the backstory to that and what was going on. It wasn't a well-executed film, but the intrigue was more interesting than what this film is. Ultimately, at the end, you know, you come to find out that this is, you know, an island that does exist, and it's to do with the rock formations and the stuff in the rocks that causes this for people, and that scientists are using it, medical scientists are using it to develop drugs that they can test on people. Instead of over a lifetime, they can test it on them in one day. And this sort of a nonsense to cure other people's illnesses. It's not a good film. Believe you me, this is not a good film. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. M.Night Shyamalan has lost it as a filmmaker. You know, I would like to see him step away and direct, you know, something of someone else's. I mean, I know he's tried it with Last Airbender and this, but, you know, a nice sort of subtle film, not a big overblown science fiction or action film or anything like that. Just a very subtle, story-driven film with no twist ending that he feels that he has to do, some sort of a reveal. Just go away, Shyamalan, prove your directing, that you can direct by directing something else. Stop putting yourself in your own films. It's a load of nonsense. This film is a load of nonsense. I'm pretty sure that the graphic novel it's based upon, which I haven't read, is far superior to this film. There's pretty much nothing in this film that I can come away with and tell you is a positive. I can't even be bothered going to look at the actors and what they've been in. That's how, I mean, a couple of them, the young girl, when she's like at teenage years, I recognise her from something, and when she's older, I know she was in some stuff. But everyone else, you know, there's faces that I think, oh, I think I might have seen you in something. But overall, these are pretty bad actors, or they're directed poorly. They're not given, you know, their acting talent isn't drawn out by Shyamalan. And it's all very mediocre fare. It's instantly forgettable. It drags. It's just a horrible, horrible film. It's nothing of worth in this film whatsoever. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. So anyway, if you enjoyed that review as much as I did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. You know what to do. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Take care all. Goodbye.